Hey guys, it's Supa here, and today we'll be covering Demon Conquest Fiery Abyss Boss Gunner. So the requirement for this one is 600 million, which is a pretty high amount, and let's see what the boss does. So basic attack, very straightforward, deals damage and then transfers up to 3 layers of debuffs from self to the target. For his special 2, he grants defense up 2. For his passive, he is immune to damage over time, and for his active skill, which is his special 4, he gives himself consolidation. So this is pretty straightforward, and the only gimmick is you need to deal direct damage. So of course you can use this function to see what other people are using, but for free-to-play players this may be a little tricky because direct damage heroes or strong direct damage heroes may not always be the most easy to come by. So Ans is a good one, Dharma at exclusive 4 and onwards is pretty good as well, but besides that the options are pretty limited. You just kind of have to work with what you have, and I'm going to use a pretty standard direct damage team over here. And the reason why I'm using this and not, more free-to-play friendly team is because, at least for this one, it doesn't seem to me that there's much purpose in showing your any specific team. It really depends on what you have, but once again, some good direct damage options will be characters like Ans. If you have Jocelyn as a support, that will be very nice as well. In fact, I should be using her over here. And then if you have Dharma at exclusive 4, but only more late game players will have him, that will be very useful as well. But you can see some of the variety of heroes people are using. So this guy did it with Dharma, and he very comfortably did the 600 million damage requirement. So anyway, let's just get right into it. I'm not even going to bother with a preset actually, although it would be ideal for me to set Apsara's special 4 as the priority, so I'm going to do that here, but subsequently it's going to prioritize special 2 since we didn't use the preset. But anyway, this should be a very straightforward fight. Of course, if you have other good supports, characters like Nicolith, that will be very useful as well. But I already know, I'm very certain that this should be an easy fight. In fact, I just realized I didn't even put a single support, so maybe this will come back to bite us, but hopefully we can end the fight before the boss kills us. So in turn 1 we are already 300 million, and once again the requirement was 600 million, and actually because we have Apsara's damage record, I do believe this should be very easy. So we have damage record from both Ans and Apsara, and in turn 2, you can see we already easily completed the 600 million. So once again, let's exit and go to the gallery so we can take a look at some direct damage heroes that maybe you guys can consider if you don't have things like Marie or Jingle Bell. So let's find the direct damage tag and see what you can use. So honestly, direct damage is a very weak tag for free-to-play players. For pay-to-win, it's like the most broken thing ever, but for free-to-play, it can be quite tricky. So if you don't have Jingle Bell, you don't have Marie, and maybe you don't even have Dharma, then of course the options are going to be a lot more difficult to find. Maybe the most reasonable option could be something like Melchior. Melchior does do a decent amount of damage. Agatha is also possible, but you do kind of need her at a pretty high exclusive, which in itself is hard to obtain. Besides that, I'm looking at it and, maybe you can use Lydia, although she's more of a support. Bull actually has potential. Bull actually does a decent amount of damage, but this would require you to have some strong builds and strong stats to make him work. And besides that, yeah, Ans is a good one as well. Ans probably the best free-to-play option, because not only does he do damage, but he does damage record as well. So yeah, just use a direct damage team. Whatever you have is the best. Whatever best direct damage team you can use in general is the best for that boss. And if you can't hit the damage requirement, then honestly, it's either a character issue or stats issue, and just slowly improve your team over time and you'll be able to do it. So that's all we have for today, and I'll see you guys next time.